can't see.
So you're good. Greetings, community.
We are
1, 2,
Comic Talk.
and we got books. A lot of books.
Yeah, our pre-order did arrive. So, and we got a couple books that recently, got from our LCS, and some which that even got signed. Starting it off with a signed book. Yeah, you got one.
It's a little stuck. I'm trying to hang on. There we go.
A lot of Mylar stuff there. That's why.
Yeah, the material. All right, there we go.
Violator issue number 1. This is going to be I think 6-part issue mini. Each one of the issues will be drawn by a different artist, even though the writer, which is I believe his name is Mark. Yeah, Mark and Draco. He will be the remaining writer throughout, and that will be the continuity. So it's just a kind of in-depth story of Violator throughout not only the years, but kind of the timeline in which that he was most important and imposed inside the actual Spawn universe. If that makes sense. Hey, Las Cruces, appreciate you being here, buddy. Seriously, thank you. So yeah, that was a really awesome conversation I had with Mark. Look forward to seeing him over at LA Comic Con. Spirits of Vengeance, issue number 1. This is a ratio. I think it's a 1 in 25, and if I recall, I think it's written by Sabir Pirzada. There's another book that I'm looking forward to get signed and have a nice conversation with Saber. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, like I said, hanging out with him and talking about the creation and the works of that book.
Got Power Rangers and Usagi.
There's a one-shot issue of a crossover in which that I never thought it would ever happen, and I'm sure glad which that did. This is a ratio. I can't remember the variant ratio as far as the 1 in 10, 1 in 25, and all that. But there is variance in here as far as 110, 125, and that even might be a 1 in 50 over there. So I don't know. I just had to have them.
Got a Usagi. Another Usagi.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember if I got I believe I pre-ordered a Stan Sakai. This is someone else, but yeah, look at how awesome that looks. And then there's one more. That goes together, that goes together. And then those go together. And yeah, that's Usagi on the bottom and the Power Rangers on top. Such a cool variant. All right, and put that there. All right, slowly stacking them.
We got Donald Duck.
Yeah, this is what if Donald became Thor. This is the 1 in 25 or 1. I can't remember, but I had to get. I think it's a 1 in 50. I had to get this version. Like that, if I said it correctly. Version. It just looks so clean. But yeah, I'm digging it. This is 1 in 25 of the Ultimate issue number 4. The idea behind this for me was I ended up buying this because supposedly this explains why Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man is also going to be the new Doom in the upcoming. I don't know. Supposedly it explains it in this issue. So I just had to get that where the reveal of the Maker turned out to be Doom. Felt it meant something. Dazzler, we got a sparkly version. Had to get it. Just, I don't know, part crow, and it's glossy, so it just makes sense. I like it. All right, so went nuts on this. I think I have like 5 of these covers. I knew it would be a significant issue as far as it being, an introduction of another character, which is Spider-Girl. But we get her in a ninja version. And yeah, she's going to make her official costume debut in the next issue with Spider-Boy. So this is the cover A. I believe I have Kaya as the cover B. And this, I think, is the cover C. I cannot see because I don't have any glasses. But I did have to get the Godzilla version. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, I'm really loving the Spider-Boy. And it's showing its true significance in the Marvel Universe as far as not only having an annual, but it also has so many upcoming things that are integrated into the Marvel Universe as far as working with other A-listers, B-listers, and coming across even A and B-list villains. So definitely not going anywhere anytime soon.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This is also, I think, the 1 in 25. So I am really digging this new reboot of the Turtles, and the fact that we're getting individual stories telling us what's happening with the Turtles that lead up into the full storyline. I like that. I think it's a cool idea. The Mutant Nation is something that I wasn't certain if I was going to pick up, and now that I did, I like it. I did flip through this, and I really like the points that it's trying to make, especially being that we had that one time bomb rat thing that exploded. Yeah, so it just made sense to see what it would happen if more innocents got introduced to the U's. This is the 1 in 10 designer issue
It's
for the Avengers. So this is supposed to be the spoiler cover for this, and it's part of the Infinity Watch, and this is kind of wrapping it up. So this actually leads into what's going to be coming up to late this fall, early this winter, as far as the new Infinity stories come out, which I've really been digging that. This is the 1 in 5 variant of How to Steal an Election. Had to get the cover. This was mostly a cover buy. I did want to read the story. I had options of which one I wanted. Thought cover A was cool, but once I saw this, I just had to get it. Department of Truth, issue number 25. I am a massive blank cover buyer, and now I'm on this new kick. Now that I'm going to LA Comic-Con this weekend, I'm getting a lot of sketches. I really can't afford it, but then again, I'd rather spend money on sketches than if I'm going to end up spending money on signatures. I'd rather spend a little bit more money on a sketch, get a signature, and then walk away with, a few less books signed, but something rather original. So, yeah, another blank. Shooting blanks. All right, that's the first one I get to put in there. Maybe I should put it this way. How does this one fit? Nope, that doesn't work.
Something's killing the children.
Yeah, this is a book that I ended up finding out in the wild. It's just the archive version. So it's not like the issue number one. It's just an issue number 1 archive. So it's kind of like, think of it as a reprint. All right, now there's a TMNT crossover also that I didn't think it would ever happen. So here we got He-Man, here we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and here we got a story that, oh wow, I can't wait to get into. So yeah, I think it's going to be a few issues deep. So I'm looking forward to jumping into this thing. The other one was a one-shot, but I think this is a few issues. I'm trying to remember if I have that over. I don't know. Talking to myself. Yeah, Feral, issue number 6. This is a 1 in 10. I didn't just get 1. I got 2. I will be seeing Tony and Tone, and I will probably put these things out the side to get them signed. This book has really been super enjoyable. It's been ripping my heart out to see what is happening to these characters. It truly is a Walking Dead style story when it comes to how these characters are introduced and how they're ripped out from the storyline. You do get involved, you do get wrapped up, and then you do get really, your heart gets ripped out when something happens to one of these characters. So I've really been enjoying the storyline. Feral, highly recommend it. Moonlight, issue number 2, designer variant. I'm kind of designer variant slut. I can't help myself. I just
showing off his cool new outfit here.
Well, and that's the thing. Is when I end up seeing these things, I really start looking at the design of it, and I've seen how it works into the storyline. Are all these aspects that are first designed as a concept actually utilized and integrated properly? You know what I mean? Sometimes it is kind of omitted down the storyline, hoping that people won't notice. Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that I didn't have issue number 2 or 3. I ended up buying 4. So I had 1, read it, loved it. I was gapping on 2 and 3, and I ended up having 4 and going, why is this not seeming like I read 2 and 3? So I didn't. So I ended up picking that up last moment. All right, now more Infinity Watch stuff. So like I said, I really been enjoying the story, and I'm up to, I think, 5 I finally got to catch up. So here we are, starting to finish it out. This is the Hulk introduction to the storyline. Like I said, almost all of this is set up to what's coming out this late fall and winter, which will be the true Infinity storyline that we're getting. This was, like I say, there's a lot going on, but it's more set up than anything else with the characters that are involved. Yeah, this is part number, I think, 7. I can tell you, I can't see.
7.
So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm up to around 5. I think I need to read 6, which is still behind me, and then I'll get up to that 7, and then or 6 and 7. Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's there. There's the Spider-Boy Infinity Watch, though. So, like I was stating, you know, this is what I'm saying. How he's tying himself, meaning Bailey, into the Marvel Universe significantly by playing with both the A-list, you know, B-list villains and superheroes. So that's why I'm really not only enjoying the character, which I was all in the beginning, but I'm liking how they're actually integrating the character into the Marvel Universe and how significant, in my opinion, the character really is.
Venom War Wolverine.
Yeah, this is the whole Venom War thing that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. I knew it was a jostle of telling who's going to be the new King in Black and how the Venom symbiote was going to react. So now that we're kind of getting the reveal that there's going to be a whole new Venom reboot, and most of us already know who the new Venom is going to be. Now the question is what's going to happen with Peter, what's going to happen with Dylan, and what's going to happen with Brock, because essentially all of them have seen their dismal future as the King in Black. So Wolverine is just another part of this whole massive Venom war going on. Venomverse. Yeah, this is what is this, 3 right here?
Yeah.
Right? And then we have an introduction of a new character. And I've been enjoying the Venomverse story. You know, it obviously it's just take on the whole Spider-Verse stuff, but we're getting the introductions to certain new symbiote characters that are rather enjoyable to read, because never thought I'd ever see a symbiote feeding on other symbiotes, or, you know, the manipulation of other symbiotes, or, you know what I mean? So we're getting these varieties and these different manipulations and just so cool, these different stories that we're getting with these different symbiotes.
More Venomverse.
So there's 4, correct? Mm-hmm. And we're getting in deeper into the lore of how the symbiote stuff works. And initially, when we were introduced to the symbiotes, we were just kind of thinking of them one-dimensionally. It wasn't until that we're starting to get deeper into this expansion of different storytellers that we're getting more enjoyable symbiotes. And what I mean by that is just a greater dynamic, which explains this. Who would ever guess that we end up seeing this whole hybrid of zombies and symbiotes melding, and all they want is more and more brains. One wanted brains as it was, the other one wants brains as it is, and there they are, just brainless brains feeding things. So awesome. All right, more Venom, more stuff. And that's what I'm saying is, you know, we even get the regular Venom tie-in. So it's just moving on, and it's the realm, the large scale of this war and how the ramifications will be. I am so curious, because it's going to go deep into all of next year's stories. Here we are. We got, what is that, Bellum, and we got Peter in his new black outfit making agreements with Venom. It's so cool, so awesome, and I can't get enough. As you know, I'm a Spidey fan. I'm a huge symbiote slut, so this worked out perfect for me. And then you go ahead and throw Carnage in the mix, and I'm on top of the world. And that's what this has been. I've been dying to get into issue number 2. I didn't realize I already read issue number 1. I had to flip back through it, but yeah, I'm dying to go through all this stuff. I really am. As you see, we're just way behind. And then here's a version of Deadpool. Did Cody write this? Who's that?
It says Bun.
Oh, all right. So it's Colin. Colin did this one. Like I said, I need some glasses. My glasses are not here. So like I said, you know, this world is massive in the sense of how this is affecting everybody, and I'm just digging how everyone's position in this whole Venom war is lining up, because you have to kind of take sides, and even people like Black Widow is yet to really take a side. So I'm curious to see how this works out. And speaking of which, the whole Venom and stuff. More Black Widow in here, right? I think it's supposed to be some Black Widow. Anyways, it started out with Black Widow stuff.
That is Widow, and then this is Spider-Man.
Yeah. So like I said, and there we are with Jackpot.
Yeah.
And even Venom was taken back. It's like, wait, isn't that Mary Jane? It's like, yeah, it's Jackpot. Like, what the hell's going on with you guys? Oh, it's kind of complicated. And then even Venom said, wow, I'm feeling a lot of pain here. He's like, hey, will you kind of get away from my emotions? This is not helping things out. So it's been really enjoyable for me.
Lethal Protectors.
And another expansion of the actual result from what's going on in this war is collabs that wouldn't normally be. And, the birthing and reemergence of certain symbiotes that wouldn't normally be. So this is what we're getting in a whole new team up.
It's actually cool to see the Lethal Protectors back.
See? Yeah, and here we are with Amazing Spider-Man starting to wrap up. We got another, a few more issues until we hit issue number 60. And that's where Zeb Wells hands off the baton. I personally have been enjoying the series, but, some have. It's kind of a love-and-hate thing. And here we are. I got 2 copies of this. This was it basically was a tribute to something. It was I'm trying to remember what they were calling it, but there's a few books that end up doing this. That end up doing the 350 or something like that. I can't remember what they were calling it, but it is a specialty thing. Like I said, being that I have no glasses, can't really tell you. And what issue is that? 57?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I said, so 57, 58, and 59, and the last one being 60. That all wraps it up. And this is supposedly going to be a hardcore little bloody fight between these two. I'm looking forward to them getting back into it because Spider-Man, Peter didn't do so well that first time. Yeah, he got his ass kicked.
Spider-Man, Black Suit and Blood.
This has been a really cool story. And we're seeing a depth of a relationship in some of these stories. The original issue number 1, that there was certain things that were agreed upon and stuff that I guess Peter kind of reneged. So it's cool to see how what's happening with the Venom War, this and everything that's been tying in, because though it directly doesn't tie in, it does give you an understanding of the history that they've had that was never really dispelled, I guess, before. It was just, we're getting more information. And it really does give us a bigger depth of understanding of the relationship between the Venom symbiote and Peter that we never had before. We just knew that there was a lot of angst from the symbiote to Peter.
We got Spider Society,
which has been nothing short of awesomeness. I knew this was happening, and I knew it was going to be another like Spider, verse type thing, but it's really done a huge support not only to Spider-Boy, but what's been happening in all this Spider-Verse stuff and Madam Web and how all this has been working out. So to me, there's another one of those things that's been like a catalyst into a filler of what's been happening in all the Spider-Verse stuff for the past few years. It just seems like it's just been stories thrown out there. This to me has been kind of filling in some of those gaps. Yeah, I've been getting all this. I don't have all the original copies of this stuff, so I just been buying all these facsimiles. It's been working out for me. Like I said, they've been kind of filling in gaps, so it just makes my hunting that easy. Blood Hunters, this has been awesome, and I'm a huge Hallows Eve fan. So you go ahead and you give me her and what's been happening with this Bloodstone has been nothing short of funnier in hell, because they got to keep her on a tight leash. She just wants to shoot everybody as a vampire, or even a sympathetic individual to a vampire. Yeah, I did not want to get into the story, but I can't help myself. It's actually been, I don't know how they hooked me in, and I don't know how they're holding me in. It's okay. It's pretty good. And it's every time I keep telling myself, that's it. I'm not buying another one. The ending always gets me hooked a little bit to go, okay, I got one more. I got to end the arc or whatever. Hulk has been nothing but short of awesomeness. The fact that he's showing a true relationship with someone outside of himself, and all the personalities that he has to deal with has been really cool. So the fact that he chose this little girl that holds no real true bearing to him, other than the fact that it's some little girl that doesn't need help, shows how compassionate this character truly can be. And we knew that of Banner to a degree, but we never knew it of Hulk to this extent. So there's another one that I end up buying. Like I said, it's a specialty cover, and I'm trying to remember what it's called. But every time they advertise it, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna buy two. And I like it. It's cool. So again, that's 2 issues that I'm behind on that storyline. I do know that he ends up getting Charlie back to some way, somehow. I'm curious, one, how he has to deal with it with an individual that's stronger than he, because Hulk's going to face something stronger than him. And then 2, how he ends up getting her back, because the character of Charlie's really cool. And there we have it. Is that issue 17?
Mm.
That's where we end up with the bigger battle. Is it your phone or mine?
Mine.
Sweet. Look at you go. All right. So this is where we end up seeing the big battle in. It's issue number 17. And there's the Ultimates for it, regular issue. Like I said, I end up getting the ratio, and I put it to the side. This is the regular one. And I'm dying to get into this because, like I said, supposedly this answers questions of why Robert Downey Jr. was chosen as that character to portray and the featured character of the movies to be released. Why don't I say produced? Yeah, produced. There we are. Thor. This is another one I've been enjoying. It's another one I'm trying to get rid of. Every time I keep saying that, I keep picking it up. So this is really cool. But in a sense, it's been telling Thor's story that I recall it being back in the late 70s, early 80s. It has that oath and myth and nothing. And I just really like the dialogue. So it's been really holding me steady. And the story overall has been really cool because he has to deal with a lot of demons. This has really been a demon story where he's just dealing with a lot of internal stuff. Miles has been short of nothing but awesomeness. Now that he's a vampire, and no spoiler there, everyone knows by now, he's dealing with a lot of also inner demons and trying to, deal with the fact that he is a vampire. I have a belief soon we're going to end up seeing so he's going to get some type of way to get cured. Hey, Kazuni. I'm just curious how it's going to work out for him and how he gets it. No one else does. Or if they all get it. I don't know. We'll see. And the fact that vampires can come out in the daylight now? What the F? Marvel Secret Wars. Another one I've been buying all the copies for because I don't have all the original 12. So I was like, screw it. Might as well just buy it. This is a lot cheaper way of getting it. So here I am. Getting them all. I do recall that because I did read it in a trade. It wasn't like the best of stories. It was a story. Kid Venom. Kind of a cool story. I like the time depiction in which that they have this character. And this is what I was stating about a character in which that a symbiote is eating other symbiotes. That's kind of how this the symbiote exists. It doesn't get off on the adrenaline and everything from the host as much as it's a combination of that and other symbiotes. The same. Kind of like cocktail. So yeah, I ended up getting a few different covers. I think I got a 1 in 25. And then this is Sakai, right? Yeah, this is Sakai. So I'm a sucker for Sakai covers. Good, bad, or indifferent. This is Donald Duck. What if? This is the regular cover. Like I said, I've been getting all these things. So this is the one I'm going to end up reading. Can't wait to get into it. Nick's kind of been buying this for him. This is that issue 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's only going to be like a 4-issue mini, but it's supposedly, I've yet to actually jump into issue 1. I kind of skimmed it, and I don't know. I have to re-go over it. Does that say Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I recall is Jackson and Kelly are actually writing it. So I wanted them to sign it. Some of these books that I'm taking out to go to LA Comic-Con and have those guys signed it for us. Dasm. I'm a huge Ben Reilly fan in the sense of what this character has now become. And now that he's ended up finding more clone type, characters and still trying to find out his place and now reluctantly becoming a anti-hero. Kind of did anti twice, didn't I? Yeah, like I said, still finding his place and being the significant other of Hallows Eve. We're seeing him navigate his own way and understanding of who and how he is, and he's kind of redefining himself. Separation anxiety has been really, really awesome, and I've been enjoying the fact that we get the original writers writing this story. So it's almost like as if we're getting more, talking about fillers, these in between stories that were never kind of told by the writer, and which that had so much more to say. That's what I've been getting out of this book, Separation Anxiety. So we just got more. And that's what I'm saying. I'm really behind on some of these things. We get our stuff monthly, so it just happens out that way. Just kind of works out. I'm just saying.
Spirits of Vengeance.
Yeah, this is way cool. I am a Ghost Rider fan. Not only that, I'm a fan of Xavier Pirzada. Xavier is actually writing a lot of cool stuff. Mostly I was introduced to him from the Ms. Marvel works. Him and Iman Vellani worked together on those projects. So the fact that he ended up doing a Ghost Rider book just tickled me to all the hell. So that I am supposedly going to end up seeing him at the end of the month. If not, then more than likely, possibly at LA Comic-Con. I'm looking forward to talking to him about this project. This is an all-age books. This is a book about a little girl that has, she was adopted, has scientific parents, and now has accidentally gained the ability to utilize these superhero paints to become a superhero. That's the story of Primer. Highly recommend it for kids. I personally have been enjoying it. This when I read an all ages book, it's kind of a way to clean my palate so I can read other stuff.
Cult of the Lamp.
Yeah, this has been awesome. I've been telling Kai about this book that I'm not familiar with the story as far as the game is concerned, but as far as the story of the comic is just nothing short of great. I highly recommend this also. It doesn't matter if you know the story of this character or not. It's just been fun all the way through. Speaking of fun, Barbaric is an awesome fun run. And being that they did this one-shot team up, yeah, I had to get. So, I'm not familiar with Deathstalker much, but Barbaric is just, this character is funny as hell, and it's bloody as hell. So it just works out for me. All the hell. TMNT, Black, White, and Green. This has been an anthology that it took me a little bit to get into it on the issue 1. It wasn't until like the last half of story 2 and story 3 that I was like, oh, okay, look, I got to get away from the idea of what I'm thinking I'm supposed to read as far as a format. And now I'm fine. This has been really enjoyable. And this is more the mutation stuff, right? What does it say? Mutation. Yeah, TMNT. So this is, again,
is this the way it's colored?
Yeah, this is more of the mutant nation thing. And we're now seeing these characters finally integrated into not only more of the TMNT universe, but they are going to be in a cartoon coming up soon. So I did read that. I'm trying to remember where. But yeah, I was like, cool. There we go. So there's going to be a little bit of TNT in here. This is the source book. I purposely am not reading the source books until I can get them all together, and then I'll read in one fell swoop, almost like you would a manual. It does cover the whole mutant world in the sense of, and it breaks it down in the characters, the area, all that. It does very forensically break down everything in the Teenage Mutant Ninja universe, and it does it in a way that is. It doesn't matter if you think you know it or you don't. It'll give you a step-by-step understanding of what it's all depicted and made up as, so you can jump in at any point and have an understanding of what you're reading. So that's why I really want to get into these source books all in one fell swoop. Issue number 2. I ended up buying the ratio, but I didn't want to open it up and mess it up. But yeah, it's just so cool. Jason is doing a wonderful job. I'm liking how, like I said before, he's breaking down these turtles introductions individually to go ahead and give us an understanding of what's going on with them now and what's been going on with them in the past and what their possible future is when they come together. So it's really, really cool. Department of Truth. What issue is that? 24 or 25?
5.
Yeah, I ended up reading 24 just about 3 or 4 days ago then. That's what it was. And yeah, it does give you a bigger and a better understanding of Lee Harvey, R.L. Oswald's part in the department and why he's so passionate about what he does and why he does it. Sweetie Candy Vigilante. I can't get enough. The only problem I have with this book is it almost seems like it comes out every month and a half. Which, if I'm going to complain, I mean, that's the only complaint I have. As far as enjoyable, it's probably one of my, top 20 most enjoyable reads. Now, that means a lot. What that really is a top 25% because I'm reading around 80 titles. So this is really a fun book. It's another one of those things I like to read to clean my palate. Animal Pound has been really, really good. I've read different versions of the story, and this gives me the fact that it comes from an animal's point of view really hits hard because it really questions how not only I treat animals, but how I treat myself and my fellow man. So I like this version. Kanto, we're getting so close to it being done. Now that we got issue, what is this, 4? I'm holding my hand. Yeah, we're only a few issues away, and it's going to be bittersweet when it happens. But because this is what we started our channel on is that story in many regards. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it all these 5 years. Uncanny Valley, issue number 5. This is another story that it was supposed to be actually 12 issues, and now that it's only going to be 6, and it's going to be coming really quick, it's another kind of bittersweet one because I want it to last a little bit longer. It's told very well, and it's just I'm really, really enjoying it. I just wish it could have been a little bit longer. Boom, well, angry with you. Scarlet, this is that whole G.I. Joe universe. When we get to the end of the year, Scarlet goes away. All the other supporting acts to this go away. The only thing I will have will be Transformers, will be Void Rivals, and I'm trying to remember the other one that's out right there. Destro would end up being done at issue number 5. Scarlet would be done at issue number 5. We'll only be down to 3 primaries of the Transformers universe, and I think which will be a G.I. Joe coming out. And that's it. The cool thing is we have the understanding of what this universe is, and now it's a matter of just letting it grow to its true fruition. So yeah, this has been really, really written, in my opinion, brilliantly. Speaking of brilliantly written, Dagger Universe, this whole unnamed universe, has also been really enjoyable. And now that we end up finding that, you can see the dogs right there. The dogs are fine. They were just severely injured. Yeah, I am so stoked that those dogs are fine. And that, again, they're going to be going on. We saw them down the road. Rook Exodus, just got to read the last issue, 4 days ago. And there's another one I'm trying to drop, but it's written so well. It's one of the more well-written books out there. So this universe is it's like I said, I'm trying to cut things down, but when you come across such well-written stuff, it's hard to decide which is going to be the one that goes.
The Transformer.
Yeah, this takes me back of your. I do have a blank cover that hopefully I'll take to LA Comic-Con, but this is just a printed copy, reprint of the original, which I do not own. So I'll read this one. Vast contrast to the old Transformers and the new Transformers. Infernos. Damn you, Ryan. I wasn't really trying to pick up a whole new series, and this one I couldn't let go. Once I read issue 1, kind of got me. I read issue 2 to go, okay. And then that was it. I'm all in for the long haul. Long haul, I think, is 5 or 6 issues. I think it is 6. And yeah, this is most enjoyable. What happens when your kids are fighting to be the new Satan, essentially, is what's going on. And you end up seeing there's a lot of bureaucracy in hell, which kind of makes sense. Bureaucracy is hell.
Gotcha, man.
And this is another one I've been enjoying. So, Gotcha Man, Popeye. What was the other one? Dick Tracy, Johnny Quest. These are all things I did not want to pick up, but I couldn't help because I was buying my childhood. And next thing you know, I can't just let them go. They're actually well written and very enjoyable reads. So here I am picking up more.
Galactor.
Which I believe is a 4-issue mini. And yeah, this gives you a really good understanding behind how nasty the villains are in this storyline. And these guys, look at the art too. Really, really cool. These guys are just ultra nasty, and the story is ultra good. Speaking of ultra good, David is doing a wonderful job on Space Ghost. This was another one of, like I said, of my past just nostalgia things that were creeping up on me. I just wanted to check it out, and then I couldn't let it go. So here I am buying it every issue. It's another one of those books that I'm going to have David sign. I have a nice stack of books that I need Dave to sign for me. So yeah, I look forward to seeing him at LA Comic Con. Yeah, Frankenstein. I've been buying all these classic monster stuff. So and every time they do, they've been dropping blank covers. So I've already done Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm now going to do this Frankenstein. I've really been enjoying all these things that they've been doing. I am a classic monsters fan, and I didn't realize how much I was until now. I'm rereading these things in a new and different kind of twist to the modern day of writing, which has been working out. It's been really, really cool. Dawn Runner is another one that I really didn't think I'd get into, but Ron V and who else is writing this? Let's say who's that?
Segala.
Yeah, Segala are doing a great job on this thing. It's a kaiju story, much like a Pacific Rim. And yeah, it's just so enjoyable because it does have its own little flavor and twist that, yeah, I couldn't help it just buying it all the time now. Nice House by the Sea. This is its own new little version of what's going on. We're seeing that there's like all these little satellites of individuals that are trying to save people. The group that does the best in the sense of what would be heralded as the group that would be best representing survivors of Earth is what we're finding out why all these little satellite areas are being made up. And we're seeing just another group. So it does give a bigger and broader understanding of what the Nice House situation is all about. So I did really enjoy issue number 1. I'm dying to get in issue number 2. Yo, Bubs, appreciate you being here. And everyone that decided to stop by Las Cruces.
Philadelphia.
We're about to kill it. Oh, well, then you might really enjoy Dawn Runner. Highly recommend it. Just wait for the trade. Philadelphia is another one I've really been enjoying. Not only is it a great story as far as being able to tie in classic monsters, but also it ties into our history in a very neat and interesting fictitious lore. So it's been tying in other characters of the Marvel and the Image universe, such as Spawn, Savage Dragon, and it's just nothing short of brilliant how Rodney's been able to do all this because these things are they're far reaches, but they've been really working well into the story. So
I actually read the first one of this, so I'm looking forward to reading this one too. Garfield.
Yeah, it's another 4-issue mini that I just can't help myself when it comes to all ages, and it comes to something of my youth.
He hates Mondays.
I'm not going to pass it up. Just saying. Is that the last one there?
What I did like was a little one of the skits they did in the first one had him reading one of the old Garfield comics. So I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It's kind of like breaking that whole fourth wall type thing. I like Popeye. I've been buying, I think I got every cover of this thing. It again, it was a whole nostalgia thing. The only issue that I have with this is the fact that you have to be his age to be able to read it.
Oh.
Yeah, the lettering is so tiny. Tiny. The stories were cool. The letter's too tiny. I can't read it.
All right, we did it. We made it through it all.
And so did you. We appreciate you guys being here. And, we can't thank you enough. And from us at
1, 2, you want me to do it because you can't see?
Yeah. Comic Talk, we appreciate you being here. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.